some of Matama Man's roots, and this Liquid lineup can come on fast. I think from a theoretical standpoint, they might even be favored this game if they can hit their stride, because this Boom Bet team can be a little slow. Doom 4 and Underlord, they don't have the easiest early play action. It's all on Laurel's shoulders.
Oh, honestly, can they get this? 2 seconds? Matama Man's got to get the bear out of vision now. Otherwise, Hawk is going to be able to hit the Chaos Bolt. That does secure the bear kill.
Jacked it, though. What a monster.
Damn. That is stone cold. He's like, yeah, I bet you would like that. The Hawk, 300 gold for me instead.
The Hawk complained. Snako just said, see you outside the hotel after this game.
I mean, like, Snako did need that gold in a way. He went Ring of Bacillus straight. So he has some extra gold for the regen he's going to be tunneling in off of the courier, so that part's nice at least.
Yeah, he'll pay it back to his Chaos Knight.
Yeah, certainly.
I have to run up to lane. Last pick Rubick, though. This is the other big thing for Liquid.
Okay.
You're giving Ultra last pick to a 5. You better show up. It's Insania's signature hero. This guy's got more gold on cosmetics on this than I think I earned in a couple of years of NADPC, so he should definitely be able to put in some work this game, and he has really nice spells to steal, right? This is like an anti-Underlord hero. Even getting the Doom, throwing it back on the Void Spirit would be huge.
Yeah.
This Liquid lineup can come on really fast and start the ball. Potentially abuse some of the greediness coming out in this Doom Grim support duo.
And perhaps a Rubick game is exactly what Insania needs, because we've been kind of theory crafting, you know, just the idea of them pulling on their coach to do the clicking of the buttons or the actual drafting for Liquid midway through the tournament, right? And you said that's a concerning sign. There's some sort of loss of confidence somewhere, right?
It can represent. I don't want to say they lost confidence. You know,
sure,
sometimes
sure.
you just, someone has a better read on the meta. They have a better feel for it. It's no problem. Teams have done it a lot.
Is Mickey dead? Oh, he's got the Fairy Fire still, but Laurel, okay, no. He's got nothing left, it looks like, and he's just going to ensure that many as denies as possible.
Boxy getting gone on top.
Yeah.
Gonna freeze himself.
Hold the brace will spare him quite a bit here. I'm also interested to see how Boxy fares as the Winter Wyvern. Just because I don't think he ever played this off lane.
Haven't seen a lot on him. Typically plays roamers or gankers or some of these, you know, backline team fighters, which Wyvern somewhat fits the bill. Honestly, his job is pretty vital this game, I think. This Wyvern Lone Druid combo is very nice. Forcing them to try and fight your LD and then bailing him out with both your defensive spells is insanely powerful this game. And this Winter's Wyvern Curse, it's a big team fight resetter, which those types of spells can always be powerful with high committal like Doom or CK Phantasm. If he can separate the fight, reset it, let Liquid re-engage off the back of Snapfire Rubick spells, his job is of the utmost importance this game, so look out for him in these fights. And in terms of what he itemizes to go to, is he going to go more mobility like we saw Snake go last game? Just try and play for the spells, or is he going to try and build auras to amp up the 5-man?
Yeah. On the subject of Boxy's Winter Wyvern, he actually has played it once before, though not in a serious match. He played it in some sort of Midas mode show match. That's the one win that he has on Winter Wyvern, so this is effectively his premiere on the hero, so we'll see how he does.
Very high skill cap hero, so
yeah, seriously. And comparing it to the Winter Wyvern on the other side, we got to see Snako play it in a hard Winter Wyvern game, but Snako is such a proficient player on that hero that he was able to make that game work for him really well anyway. So it's going to be a tough standard to set yourself to if you're Boxy.
Lane's pretty even here. Trying to go on this Underlord bottom.
Yeah, and they get him a little bit low, but
it's just like tanky lane. This Lone Druid matchup is hard.
Yeah.
The damage reduction, how tanky this Underlord gets. The AoEs. Lone Druid is not really a BKB builder naturally the way the hero functions, so it gives Underlord a lot of free reign in these mid-game fights. It's going to be a powerful pick for them. Think about who deals with the Pit of Malice this game on Liquid side.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Again, it's up to Insania to try and throw some of this back that booms away. But if that doesn't happen, Underlord could get out of hand because he's having a free early game.
He certainly is.
Once more, feels like we're seeing this LD get a little punished on lane.
Top lane, they're going to go for the kill on Seneko and do get it before the Inkswell couldn't explode. So Boxy is actually the one to pick up the first blood there.
Nice golden fusion for him. Fast boots, which makes a huge difference on this hero.
Yeah. Especially
Especially on 4 position. Like when you play this hero 4, getting off to a good start, it means a lot. Otherwise, you're just kind of stuck in that role of you're going to have to clear waves for a while. You can't be as active.
Mid lane 24 and 10. Mickey doing a really good job on the denies. Laurel trying to keep up in CS isn't too far down, but a big difference in who's going to be hitting level 6 first, presumably.
Go bottom.
Sadia caught behind. Telekinesis does not save him here. The burn damage between both the Doom and the Underlord is enough to get the kill.
Part of why we've seen this 4 Doom come back is this early mana where you can pick up off the neutrals.
Oh, trying to get the kill before he hits level 6. Very smart from Mickey. We said he had more denies, so he was going to hit the 6 first, and he actually uses that to his advantage. Gets a big kill.
This is a nice way for him to gain some momentum and strike back, because I feel like that game 2, he probably felt like he could have popped off a lot more than he did.
Yeah, you said it was a dream Batrider game. Most of the panel was saying it too.
Nice to see him gain an advantage here in the lane and put it to good use. Just solo kill with Snapfire.
Oh yeah, he just straight up just started throwing it out there right away. And no real opener of like Cookie or anything like that. Back over to mid though. Mickey is going to get ganked. Insania was also rotating to put some pressure on that Void Spirit. So it looks like, another unfortunate Cookie incident. As the team just seems to be not getting on the same page when it comes to those cookies. And Laurel with the Arcane Rune is going to look to chase down Insania, who could have gone up the river or up to the high ground, but he decided to go down the river, and they're like, okay, he's stuck there.
Insania's trying to fight for these runes, give his lone druid the solo experience. Not working out though, and swinging some momentum back Laurel's way. Once more, these are 2 side lanes where Boom is feeling, I think, decently happy with what their cores are getting out of them.
I will say, Boxy's reaction so far with the Cold Embrace has been really on point. He hasn't been chain stunned by the Chaos Bolt into Inkswell combo yet. He's always been one step ahead.
It's a nice way to counterplay those kill combos.
Yeah, it is. Because it's an okay amount of magic damage, right? But the real threat is the right clicks that come in with that level 3 Chaos Strike during all that stun time.
Exactly. So, again, his spells are insanely powerful this game. It's just going to be a matter of how much net worth he can get to help him use them. And already, Liquid, they want to put the pressure on.
They do, and they're going to get the slows in with the Mortimer's Kisses assuring the kill. A good smoked rotation from Team Liquid to shut down that Dahak Chaos Knight. I mean, if you're going to shut anybody down in this game, I feel like you have to deal with his Chaos Knight. Or you're going to get picked up by Force Majors playing around in the jungle, eating some neutral creeps.
This is a bit of a different style from Boom though than those first 2 games. We're going to see Laurel going in here.
Yep, trying to go for the kill onto Rubick. The Cold Embrace once again saving him, but the magic damage, well, it's coming out a lot from Void Spirit, and it's going to be enough to secure the kill. Mickey missing some spells there.
Maybe.
And actually, with the kobolds there, that Stroke of Fate did a lot of damage. Oh,
by the Hawk.
The Hawk right back into it and tips Zai with a dead body there.
About to say, this game just feels a little different because I don't think Boom are nearly as dependent on the first 10 to 15 minutes like we were talking about in those other games.
Yeah.
I think this is a lineup they're perfectly happy going late with. The double Doom off the Grim, the Void Grim combo that scales like a monster. Meanwhile, you have Chaos Knight, arguably the carry that has proved he can go the latest versus almost anything.
Radiant's middle
Underlord, I mean, he's going to destroy these fights with the farm he's getting off the early waves.
Yeah, and then you've got like a 4 position like Doom, and actually Grimstroke scales really well.
Yeah.
Liquid's lineup, they're definitely going to be the ones having to take the pace in this game. At Boom, they're also going to do that. Support into mid lane, smokes up the mid laner, and rotates to one of the side lanes here. They're going to try and catch Insania.
No TP.
There's no core down here to gank. Couldn't even get off the Fate Bolt to stop this push in, so hey, with the DD,
Radiant's
do a lot of damage to this tower.
I feel like if you're waiting, going even in the early game with Grim Doom supports, you've got to be pretty happy about it. Yeah. It's just going to make it harder for Liquid to hit this mid-game timing with that Lone Druid, with this core Snapfire. But we've seen it happen before. Matumba can still potentially take this game over off the back of his timings.
The double damage, the last remnants of it, still up for Laurel, and he's going to use it to put some pressure on Azai, who doesn't have the swashbuckle, turns around, has to go for the Rolling Thunder. Stop, denied, in fact, by Notice, who uses a Dark Rift in, a pit to stop the roll, and then right back to the bottom lane, keeping up that pressure. Beautiful play.
This is one of the things about this Underlord here. We've seen him first phase this tournament. I honestly think this Fiend's Gate is an insanely broken spell conceptually. Like, it's a built-in reload with the ability to go back as well for multiple heroes.
Yeah.
It's insane what you can do on the map with this spell. And think about, if Liquid wants to commit a push somewhere with this Lone Druid, you Fiend's Gate up there, stop the push. You can send someone back through. You're not losing on the map like you were before. This is a very different spell in the interactions. I think we're seeing people start to understand it a bit better. Zai trying to get something going here.
Yeah, once this kill and with Matumba Man cutting in from the other side, looks like they'll have it too. So with this, they should be able to secure the tier 1 tower and even things out in that regard. But Bet Boom, even with the tower bounty soon coming into the way of Liquid, Bet Boom is still pretty decently ahead.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
This is going to be a fast Atos for this Underlord who, again, benefited the most from this early game. And I think this is a great Underlord game. Yeah, there's some percent burn from Wyvern and, you know, there's some Rubick interactions, but overall, this guy's going to be a menace for Liquid to deal with early because I think it is a lot about Pango and Lone Druid getting in there and dealing the consistent damage.
Yeah.
The sooner he gets these utility items, just the more annoying that becomes.
Look at that. The Hawk still getting faster than the average on his armlet pickup, despite the heavy rotation that came in to shut him down earlier. So
that Boom are just cruising here. That's what it feels like. Like they're just farming up.
And Liquid, I assume there's going to be some sort of timing where we're going to see them be super aggressive. I just don't know what that is.
It's also a question of who gets stuff started for them. Feels like it's kind of on this Pango to just go in, set up for his snap and support spells.
But he's not going Blink Dagger, he's going Diffusal Blade.
It's a heavier scale, which I can understand. This is the kind of fight you can take where Bet Boom maybe a little overextended here.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder is going to catch up to the Hawk, tries to roll back around the corner, does slow him down a bit with the Orber Corrosion. Now the shield crash as well. Boxy was trying to get in position for the cookie, but instead they give it over to Zai, gets the kill for Mickey. Double for him, in fact.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kind of a weird gank attempt by Bet Boom. I mean, maybe you can kill this Rubick under the tier 2, but he's a Rubick under tier 2, you know? Just feels unnecessary. Liquid with the good punish.
Boxy gonna use the curse right away. Afraid for Mickey's life.
He's Inkswell hasted though.
Yeah, he's hasted. The Inkswell doesn't actually close the distance quite yet. They get a hefty amount of damage back into Laurel as he gets a little bit too close to that Snapfire. They threw everything they have. Oh, they actually almost got him there. That was a little sneaky, but again, the haste rune a little bit too quick for Team Liquid. They're going to give him the healing salve, but it almost seems like they want to go again.
This is the power of Grim Void Spirit, right? You have no cooldown on these spells.
Challenging, but the chain disables here from the Underlord. Make sure that the Inkswell stun lands. He helps out with a cold embrace, but he's still locked in by the roots. He's got a shield crash and Bet Boom have run out of spells, so not going to chase after him.
Force Major was debating dooming him there, banking on the fact they might have been able to get it without it.
Yeah.
But the upside is he'll still have that spell up, and Snako, he hasn't skilled his Soulbind yet, opting to just play around the Inkswells on this Void Spirit. I honestly think it's a decent choice. I don't think you need to play for this Double Doom this early in the game, you know?
Okay.
The Double Doom is really going to shine later on when you're removing so much presence from multiple heroes in those later fights. Like, how reliably are they going to get a Double Doom at this point in the game?
Yeah.
Extra nuke points.
I agree, but what about the fact that you're dealing with both a Pango and a Lone Druid? Which the Soulbind latches onto the bear and it can stop the Pango.
Yeah, that is the downside, being able to restrict this Pango's ability in the fight. At the same time, maybe their game plan is just not to team fight this early, right?
Yeah.
If you want to play the map, but just find the pickoff, split push them until you're confident you'll take the 5-on-5. The extra Inkswell points can pay off.
What do you think about the Boots of Travel pickup from both of our mids? Both Laurel and Mickey built up an early bots. What does that tell you about the game plan here?
I think mid snap always has to build this item.
Okay.
I mean, 90% of games, it's just too vital to how the hero moves around the map. Gives them extra move speed to play around in the fights. Helps them scale. Helps them join the small engagements without falling behind on farm. That's the biggest thing for this hero.
Void Spirit's less so, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. But again, I feel like Bet Boom are pretty confident going late game. So in those scenarios, you're okay to pick up an item that'll help you shove the waves out and stall the game.
Okay.
Get more out of the map if Liquid tries to group right. They want to group around this Lone Druid and force towers, force an objective like Roche. The bots will help you maintain the farm and make them come back afterwards, which is what you want. It's not really a 5-on-5 item, but in Void Spirit, this is a pretty decent bots user as well. Move speed's nice on this hero.
Zai is going to change his mind, no longer going to fuse the blade, which I feel like is the right choice here. My little scrub opinion. They need some initiation, right?
That's what I was saying. Where's it going to come from?
Radiant's top
Blink
tower
Pango
is
will help
under
them
attack.
initiate. It's also a question of, how much are you going to find, and are you going to fall too far behind if you group up, which Liquid 5 heroes mid. This is heavy committal here.
See if they can get this.
Is under attack.
At Bet Boom, are they going to give it to them? Zai
This
set up in a
doesn't want it.
position here to be able to get off, but he's going to get Doom right away. They had the vision on the high ground, and now they don't have their initiator. And immediately a roar comes out from the bear, and with the kisses coming in, Force Major is going to get a little bit low, but they will manage to commit at least to finish off the Pango winners first. That actually hits the real Chaos Knight. Not that they necessarily know for sure. They actually have to retreat either way. I cannot believe they just played that spot without dewarding that high ground.
Absolutely destroyed them there. Could have potentially even been worse. Getting out with that Pango death, but again, that's a 5-man from Liquid accomplishing a death for their own team.
Yeah.
Not what you want to see in these early engagements, where their lineup is built to take these 5-on-5s, right? This is where you get the nice Rubick steals, you get the really strong Snapfire spells. Definitely a big win for Bet Boom here in terms of momentum and getting to their next round of items. It's a full blink on Force Major here.
Oh, stolen to Simulate. Not going to be good enough, it looks like, as he's going to be caught by the pit. The play from Force Major. Force Major, by the way, not able to get the kill, but does have that fresh blink dagger we just saw. So he actually got his blink before Zai did, which says a lot.
Now you have that Soulbind up, so even if you do blink in with this Pango, you run the problem of potentially getting linked to that bear, like you said.
Yeah.
Hawk, he's just spamming.
With the blink dagger pickup, they're going to try and get this. They're going to try and roll, stun him, and then really hope for an entangle here. The fear's going to go out. No entangles. Oh, they're going to use the cookie to try and catch him, but Laurel was smart enough to see that coming. Went up instead. No roots whatsoever. I thought you said he could pay Gaben for those. What happened?
I guess he ran out of funding or something. This guy used them all up in the group stage.
Yeah.
They do have level 4 Firestorm on Insania, though. This is what they picked it for.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That was a pretty good time to try and force the fights, potentially even Roshan if they feel like they have enough damage to do it quickly. They do have Pango Snap, so decent amount of minus armor. I think you just Roche here, but I would a bit hesitant.
That is kind of what that ward setup is for, right? That high ground that Insania just placed. They would have to, they don't know about it, but there is wards from Bet Boom just outside of the pit, so they're well aware of the Roche possibility that Liquid can do.
I think you either have to be picking Bet Boom off on the map here or punishing them, accelerating one of your cores, which would probably be Lone Druid. If Liquid's doing neither, I worry for how these later fights are going to go.
And what do you mean by accelerating the Lone Druid? Like how so?
Just trying to bait Bet Boom into a fight or letting him open up the map more. Like if you put an Aegis on him, then suddenly he can be pushing a tier 2 alone and you can smoke elsewhere on the map. Suddenly it puts you in a position where you get the fight a bit easier. Like right now, is Bet Boom being forced to react to anything? Not really. They're just Phantasm farming out the jungles, spamming out mid-wave with Grim.
Sports running into each other in the jungle, panicking.
So I want
Zai,
something.
once again, trying to catch Laurel. Laurel's got to be feeling really good about this. Again, as we were pointing out, the vision in the river, giving him the heads up, no doubt. And Notice is actually going to give a bit of a poke here. He's going to Dark Rift to have his allies come into play here. The shield crash is going to help Zai survive, though. And Bet Boom. Didn't anybody come through the portal for him?
No, they just did it the hard way and walked.
They walked over. He's like, guys, come help me. Now he's going to take a lot of damage from the Mortimer's Kisses. He's pretty tanky.
No room.
But, oh god, they need one more hit. Anything. Zai jump floor, blink shield crash. That's going to catch it. The soul bind, he was able to stay away from anybody there. Seneko was hoping to be able to stop him, but does get out. Aghanim Scepter complete for the Void Spirit, though. So this pickoff on Bet Boom, it hurts, but they just hit a really big timing.
This Void Spirit's insanely strong. It's going to destroy these backline of Liquid if he can get in there with a Ink Swell on him. Shard also already up on Seneko. The benefit of him being able to shove out that mid lane forever.
Oh, once again, this ward could pay off very big dividends. Zai, he's on the high ground position. They're going to use the ward. Jump in first. Get the silence on him. Chain it up pretty nicely with Force Major blinking in as well. A smoke successful. As now they're going to try and use that pick off to put some pressure on mid, it looks like, where the Hawk is already there.
Still have a Doom up waiting in the wings. Laurel's going to bots top to keep the map pressure up. Once again, Liquid are the ones kind of reacting to this play. I almost feel like that last fight, Zai used his roll, hit nothing, and then Notice just walked up into him in the jungle. They ended up getting the kill. Just didn't know why he was there almost.
Yeah.
But that was not a fight that Liquid just started how they wanted to, right?
All right, well, Boxy now has a Blink Dagger, so now they've got another way to be able to catch this Boots of Travel Void Spirit. But it definitely feels like Liquid's got to get something going here. I mean, all of the, as you said, Notice was just kind of like gave away a kill in some ways. I feel like I haven't seen a successful move from Liquid in a bit.
What it feels like. At the same time, let's say Bet Boom messes up a fight here. Yeah, this Lone Druid will take the Roche very fast and start to accelerate. Next fight's extremely important to both teams here in terms of what both teams want to do with their game.
Team Liquid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're playing, again, very conservative in their positioning and grouped up around mid. Nobody's showing to defend this Phantasm push of the Chaos Knight. They're going to four-man smoke over to the Roshan. The vision is still there, both the one on the high ground, which they got, but now the one on the low ground. They still stop them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They know this is going on, Bet Boom.
Bet Boom will definitely fight this. They are completely ready to fight in a 5-on-5. This Soulbind can destroy them here if they get it on good targets.
Oh, yeah. And they're not going to get out of the pit fast enough. Laurel's going to go in first. Gets his first silence ends. H2L's done. Does man's land on the two bears. The Soulbind doesn't actually catch anything. Zion's going to try and interrupt the back line, but Tumman's stuck inside of the pit. And he is going to die there. Meanwhile, the kisses are going to come out while the Lone Druid's dead. A nice curse actually stalling up the BKB, but they don't actually have any damage. Not without the Lone Druid. You can see Notice he's not scared of them at all. Zai is also in trouble. Blown up by the magic damage. Now it's going to be Mickey caught by the Rod of Atos, and Notice just keeps on barreling forward, taking anybody on, and Laurel is going to help him out in a second here, perhaps. No, actually thrown up onto the cliff. Notice I'll have to reset here, but it looks like Bet Boom should be able to get Roshan for them.
Huge fight for them. I don't want to say it's the nail in the coffin, but this game is a real uphill battle now for Liquid, I think, because I think that was their best chance to take a 5-on-5 like that. They got the level 4 Firestorm on their Rubick. Boxy had a free fight in terms of spellcasting. He did a nice job of trying to stall out and reset after this Doom went out. Boombet didn't even really get the link off the Grimmel, but it just didn't matter. So much damage from this Void Spirit got Matumba low early enough that they were able to clean him up.
Yeah, notice Dark Rift there on the left-hand side of the pit. They just immediately surround this area. Nobody of Liquid is able to stick around and help him. And Zai, I mean, he did what he could to disrupt the back line, but he got soulbound, he got doomed.
I mean, if Lone Druid dies, that's their damage for the fight at this point in the game. You want pure damage with this Mjolnir. That's the one target Liquid needs to prioritize and keeping alive. Good target prioritization from Betboom.
Blink Dagger or Ag Shard pickup for Mickey, so they can have a bit more stuns. But at this point in time, they can get all the stuns in the world. But it looks like Betboom is just going to get so damn tanky. Echo Saber, Armlet, BKB, now a Blink Dagger with that Aegis onto Hawk. He can help his team run around, and their initiation can happen in an instant. You're going to see it here against Matumba Man potentially. Silence him up. Dark Rift on the other side. He does manage to get off his ultimate with a roll-in coming out from Zai. He's going to run into Notice. Notice he does have a BKB, but doesn't have the damage to really be able to threaten Matumba Man, but Dahak does. Dahak shows up, 4 seconds done. Cold Embrace is going to be able to hound out a beautiful Winner's Curse as well. They're trying everything they can to be able to get Matumba Man out of here, but there's just too much. At the same time, Mickey and Zai were able to deliver the damage to finish off Notice. They want to be able to catch more, but they're not going to be able to find it.
Beautiful curse there to catch 2. Maybe a bit lucky Void here jumped in there, but enough to get them 2 kills on the back end of that. We're starting to see the power of some of these liquid spells if the fight can get stalled out at least a little bit, but Matumba's still going to pay the price. That's ideally not what you want to see.
Yeah, it seems very awkward, the fact that they have to bait out Matumba Man, and Matumba Man is the biggest source of damage. Like, that just feels like an icky combination.
Lone can excel in that situation. Some of the mechanics going his way. This shard can proc even if he's getting stunned. He can, you know, maybe potentially span some Wraith Bands, but it's a question of how long they can keep him alive. The more Cold Embrace levels Boxy gets will definitely help, since this Lone Druid bears a huge damage sink in terms of raw HP.
Yeah.
So Liquid does have some things starting to pick up for them in terms of that scale. Now you have a Blink on the Hawk, you have a Shadow Blade on this Force Major Doom. Multiple ways to initiate, multiple ways to guarantee good spell cast in the fight for Boom Bet. Still a hard period for Liquid to play.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
And they can feel it, they're just grouped up again behind their tier 2.
Yeah, very scared.
No wards on the map for them either.
Boxy, Glimmer Cape, trying to help these heroes that get doomed. Help them be able to disengage. Force Major just around the map hunting. Gets a nice aggressive lane ward that's actually going to spot some rotations here from Liquid. So a lot of information. You can see instant response. Tadeko wants to fight this. Yeah.
He can do Mickey here.
He absolutely can. That's what he's going to be doing first. Boxy with a really nice response. A Winner's Curse that goes out. Now he's only going to get so far away. They may still be able to chase down Mickey, or maybe not. Matumba Man's here to try and help out. Maybe they will. A Fear goes down. A pull, long range catches them. Then Mickey falls, and the Soul Bind. Stopping the bear, stopping the Pango. Oh, this is going to feel real bad. They're going to lose the bear easily. Zai's going to get the last little bit of the roll, and a swashbuckle out. Not going to get him far enough away. Betboom in an instant. One initiation from Force Major, and then the whole squad is there.
What an observer ward, honestly. Just playing that sequence to perfection there from Force Major. Sets the entire fight up for his team. Doom's arguably the best target he can doom in this game, outside of maybe Wyvern if he can take him out of the fight.
Now Boxy, Force Major leads off, Infernal Blade, then a Centaur stun, nowhere he can really run to.
Let's have Glimmer here.
It tries, but
there's already a gem too.
Oh yeah. Laurel. Got that one in tow. Dahak. Keep the pressure up. Let's watch that one again. Setting it up just very nicely here. I mean, Boxy, great reaction with the Blink Dagger, but
I mean, he does all you can here.
Yeah.
But the chase down from Betboom is just so high. Again, Blink pull on this Chaos Knight. It's enough to clean it up.
And then the Soul Bind on the 2 things that are frontlining for them, the bear and the ball.
Yeah, the only thing that went Zai's way is the Hawk killed this bear so fast that the Link ended. So
yeah, true.
That's not exactly what you want to have happening, though.
No.
And that's also part of this Lone Druid CK matchup. I feel like it's mostly CK favored. Maybe there's some ultra late game stuff that I'm missing, but this Chaos Knight he's tanky, he's illusion based. He's going to shred your bear with built-in minus armor and the items that he likes to go. Not the easiest matchup for Matumba to just itemize and be able to stand his ground.
Once again, this lane ward. It's going to read where Matumba Man is at. He does manage to get off the fear. The Inkswell is going to be dodged here, and he actually goes into it. Oh, what a juke from Matumba Man. They're going to try and chase after him, but they're like, what the hell? What kind of Houdini bullshit was that? Winner's Curse locking down Laurel. They're going to tried to throw the damage in. They managed to get the fear going out as well as the chain stun for Mickey. A very important kill. Gems on the deck. Dahak is going to chase after Mickey here. The BKB is going to wear out 3-second stun. They get the disarm out from the side, but at the same time, the Firestorm's a little bit too much, and now he caught the Winter Wyvern with the Pit of Malice. He needed to throw down the Cold Embrace for fear of the Chaos Knight that's coming, but they don't have a way to stop the Chaos Knight from continue swinging on that Winter Wyvern. Jump back in. Pango came back for the kill onto notice, so a late Doom is going to be used, collecting another kill. God, hats off to Matumba Man for that quick reaction. I want to see that one again because it was an instant decision by him.
That was a beast of a play. I guess you shouldn't Fiend's Gate that close to him, you know, or stun him up. I think he was chuckling about it even.
Yeah.
The downside is it takes him out of the fight, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
good luck, boys. I'm out of here.
There it is. Instantly clicks on it. I almost wonder if he accidentally clicked on it initially and just went with the flow.
I mean, Notice went back through and tried to change it here.
He's like, wait a minute. Get back here.
Super chaotic fight. And they end up being able to pick up the Void Spirit on the back end. Super nice chainsaw. The Bear still got the Roar Fear, so
yeah, from
across the map, Matumba having impact.
But again, they just don't have an answer to this Chaos Knight.
No, they don't have nearly enough.
Back inside the game here. We're going to watch the setup in bottom lane. Telekinesis. They didn't quite hit the shot there with the shard, and Laurel is going to be able to get away. He's too tanky. And they could potentially both die for this one as Insania's he's certainly going to Laurel, and Mickey has to run back with his BKB. Zai is going to do a show up here with the Mortimer's Kisses chainsaw on the Laurel. A beautiful initiation, but a Soulbind actually catching him and Mickey. They're both pulled into the hands of Dahak. Boxy trying to find a curse target somewhere in there, now has to TP away, but Zai is surrounded by heroes, so he is not getting out.
Just another bad numbers fight that Liquid gets. They end up getting dragged into off the failed gank attempt. Pick up that Void Spirit on the back end, but definitely not worth it. The Hawks all the way up to a full assault Kuros. This is part of the power of Chaos Knight in this meta. He starts to win a couple fights or his lane. This hero just takes over the map in terms of net worth.
Yeah.
It's hard to come back versus hero. Almost 4,000 HP. Yeah, you can Firestorm him. Yeah, you can Splinter Blast him, but who's going to finish off the next 3,000, you know?
Yeah. He'll protect his bear with the use of that shard that we were talking about earlier. A roar on one means a roar on both, but just dodging away from this Chaos Knight is not going to win you this game. And it seems like Liquid left in a situation where they have to go late game, but what would you give their chances? Particularly with a lead like this against BetBoom.
5% or below, right?
5%.
This has got to be an extremely difficult game. The problem is so much of their scale at this point is dependent on this bear being able to hit people, which means BetBoom can literally just itemize for Matumba. Yank his game hard, and you don't have to worry about much else. As we're going to see, this Notice Underlord, he's going Shiva's Guard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this Shiva's Guard is for the bear. There's nothing else in this game he's doing it for, and that's a type of itemization that they can just be super comfortable with. Whereas for Liquid, they have multiple threats they need to deal with. This Void Spirit, he's going to be solo killing cores with the Grimstroke spells behind him. The Hawk is obviously just a monster. Not to even mention this Force Major Doom, who's almost on par with Mickey, has a full BKB.
Yeah, I think he's going to go with the Shard next, which is another great answer to the Lone Druid Bear, the constant Infernal Blades. E-Blade on Laurel. We'll see whether or not he's able to use that at some point in time defensively against the Winter's Curse of Boxy.
Could be nice. And they're baiting this Roche.
They are.
Look at the patience. They don't care about the Roche. They care about the fight.
And Boxy's going to be the first one shows. Defensively blinks backward, though. Boom. Dahak is going to chase after him with the Inkswell stun on him. But the Glimmer Cape is going to allow him to live for now. The Glimmer and the Soulbind is actually going to lock down some heroes, and they're going to be able to finish him off with the Void Spear. There goes the Winter. But he's going to come back with a buyback. And this Dahak Chaos Knight actually just got chained down all the way through. Laurel had to get out. Notice going to use the pit to be able to jump away as well. But they're going to chase after whatever heroes they can catch at this point. It's going to be Seneko first. Looks like Laurel did manage to get out. Force Major on the right-hand side with the Shadowblade Blink Dagger gets away. A bait for Roshan. But now it's turned into an opportunity for Liquid to take Roshan.
Just didn't get Phantasm off. Matumba just shredded him in the man fight. The link went on Matumba and his bear. That's probably best case scenario because you rather just not have it on anybody else.
That's true.
Doom just not having the impact they need. Laurel to contest this.
Bet Boom is still in a very good place. They can't afford to give up this Aegis Shard, I think. And yeah, they're just gonna back away. I'm glad for it. I feel like this is one of those situations where you panic a little, go, oh guys, we can't give them this, and then you feed away some more kills. So Bet Boom, calm, reserved. They're just gonna be like, okay, it's fine, guys. We slipped up. They get some items, but we are still massively ahead. Let's just play for our game.
Probably going to be a farm period for them. I think it makes it pretty difficult to fight this Lone Druid when he has a second life.
Yeah.
Unless they find pickoffs on the other heroes, which they can still definitely look for on the back of this Void Spirit.
The shard pickup for Rubick. So we're going to see that defensive telekinesis that was being pointed out earlier. So that will be another way to be able to help out that Lone Druid or whoever, I guess, gets gone on by the Chaos Knight. It feels like that's going to be a counterplay attempt anyway.
Help his Wyvern. We saw who they're focusing. And every time he's going to be the best target to take out. He'll free up a lot of the control in the fight. But yeah, this Rubick lift is no joke. It's a way better Force Staff. Can have a huge impact in these fights, resetting positioning for his cores.
Yeah, especially if somebody's like stuck inside the pit, for example. The Rod of Atos chain stun that Notice keeps on doing.
Well, for sure, that's your best friend at that point.
Yeah, and then you can see it's just demolishing the bear here. In fact, the bear's just dead. Telekinesis too late, bear's dead. Bet Boom. Are they gonna try and get aggressive with this timing? A resummon of the bear. Team Liquid all sitting around this lane ward. They thought about fighting, but they're thinking better of it, it seems. They're going to retreat.
Fights are still hard for them unless they can bait it super deep like that and get the turnaround, abuse buybacks. The one thing that can potentially go the way those later this game goes is that secret Snapfire scale that comes out on the back of those physical talents. Mickey can get to some... You know, he's going Daedalus, Silver Edge, these types of items start to scale and get that split shot. Suddenly you have a better Lina, so to say, in a lot of these situations. The DPS is insane on this hero late game.
Do you think it'll ever be good enough to like clear out the Phantasm illusions?
I mean, every little bit helps, right?
Sure.
The illusions can never BKB, so they're always going to have a decent amount of spell damage from Wyvern and Rubick that can get them low. Not to mention this Pango who can disrupt it.
Yeah.
It might get to a point where it puts them over the threshold. They can survive long enough that this bear just keeps hitting people.
Well, a dream item build up for Laurel. He's going for the 38-minute BKB timing. So his very successful Void Spirit game is about to culminate in a very timely late game BKB. So I don't know how you play support against that once he completes those items. Shadow Blade for Dahak as well. Seen this build up from him quite a bit. He really likes this item, so they're going to have multiple Shadow Blade initiations.
And all of this is designed to clear out Liquid's backline. If that happens, the fight becomes way easier for this Chaos Knight and this Doom to just pick their targets, destroy Liquid's cores. But those saves, the disruption has to go down first.
Yeah, that Aghanims from Void Spirit is so disruptive to a backline like this. We'll see how Liquid is able to posture here, how well these supports are able to do, but you can see exactly what you're talking about. Bet Boom is going to smoke, and they're going to wrap around here. And they may just run headlong into Team Liquid. Smokes are going to break on each other. Boxy, defensive blink, he gets away. Small silence goes down from Laurel as he also retreats, lays down a ward. They see this coming. Zai trying to roll into these heroes. They spot the winner Wyvern. Laurel really wants to be able to get this kill. The cookie goes out, but Tumpman, his bear is actually going to be caught. They throw out the winner's curse to be able to catch out this Chaos Knight. Boxy still trying to survive through all this one, but Mickey has already been run down by the Doom. They're going to be able to catch this Winter Wyvern inside of the pit. Matumman's going to start laying into Force Major, but what about the Hawk? What about Laurel? What about all the rest of Bet Boom who are going to be able to bring down this bear quite easily? Body blocking him up, leaving the kill to Dahak. At least kill number one. Now with the second life, there's nothing he can do, obviously. He's just going to die again. Disaster for Liquid as they try and get their initiation from Zai and find nothing. And once again, The fast rotation to Bet Boom, then runs right into Mickey, who just bought back.
Just go TP for 7.
Yeah, and he's going to BKB, but he's pulled back by the Reality Rift, so now he's dead.
Absolute disasters.
Oh,
Seneko making sure they clean up every little bit after that fight that they can. It's just not the place that Liquid wants to take that engagement. Super chaotic. Bet Boom get the flank on them. Laurel runs in. He wards for his team. Every little small thing matters. Foxy, he's just gone him from the start of that fight. Cannot use any of his spells to save his lone shooter, help him in that man fight.
no.
Now it's up to Zai to try and stall this out, but Tumpa's not even going to have a bear for 10 seconds after he respawns, so that's 50 without the real hero.
Look at Laurel. He's zoning out Insania because their only saving grace right now is the fact that Insania has Firestorm. And that's obviously incredibly good at defending, so he's not going to let Insania even get close.
You can steal the spell, but can you use it?
Yeah, exactly. Insania gets a little bit close, throws it out now. Tier 3's already dead, though, so they can start focusing on that melee. Winter Wyvern coming up in a second here, so Bet Boom. They try and retreat, actually. Bullseye rolls on through. Winner first onto Dahak. He's very low. They need just one more nuke to be able to come in, or maybe they take damage if Faithful lands. Armlet goes off, and he's out. Dahak lives.
Literal 3 HP there. Yeah, he's going to sigh relief. Overplayed his hand a little bit too much there. Underestimating just how much damage this Wyvern can do.
Watch that one. Cursed up. Damage over time, burning through, and he's going to go for an armlet toggle here with the BKB. 100 HP, 50, 40.
One.
Oh, goes down to the one with the toggle, and there was no damage.
That's where you wish you had another swashbuckle.
Yeah, wish you had anything. Even just the slightest spell.
This
would have killed him.
Can't die if he's getting chain stunned under the magic damage. Honestly, I think that's the only way Liquid can win a fight, because otherwise, as we saw, he will just shred this lone druid bear twice.
Yeah.
I mean, that fight, he just killed the bear twice before Matumba even lost Aegis first, so that's not a man fight Matumba's winning anytime soon.
Yeah, he goes down to 30 HP, 20, somewhere in there, 23, and then pops the toggle. Crazy stuff.
Get that Rubick right click in there, you know?
Yeah. Everybody run at him. Back inside the game, we've got a 5-man smoke up from Bet Boom as they're going to take over this triangle area. And, well, the rest of the Team Liquid are huddled together, not with the smoke, not trying to play offensively. Just trying to hope and pray for a miracle at this point, as they certainly need something to be able to change this game. His bear, I mean, he had to go with the Mjolnir, right? Because the fact he's dealing with an illusion hero, but you almost would love to see an AC on him instead, just because that physical damage, as you were talking about, the Chaos Knight rips that bear apart.
Yeah, he's still on 16 armor 40 minutes in. I mean,
yeah,
just gets evaporated. He needs too many items this game, and that's where Mickey could have helped him, but again, he used buyback in that early fight, and it's killed his item progression here. They don't have a lot of map to work with, so every bit of that counts.
Successful scan. Force Major will not get there in time. Insania completes his TP, but it does go to show that Bet Boom, they've got all the right ideas. Tower's gonna fall here. Both in mid and probably bottom.
This is why Thunderlord is going up in value. Those small ganks, all right, it's one hero on Doom, right? But Thunderlord can join him. Yep, bring his whole team.
Rolling inside, trying to do something, trying to protect the bear. And he's also going to come in with his telekinesis. Earl immediately blows him up. And all of that to be able to not save the bear in the first place. I'm not sure what that was, because it didn't really feel like Liquid wanted to go in.
I mean, Zai was chain stunning the Hawk in the crevice, but Laurel's just way too disruptive on the backline. He's way too invincible in this BKB. Maybe they can Wyvern ultimate at the end of the duration, then Roar stun him out of it. It's maybe their best bet. But of course, it's just a tough game vision-wise. Boom is not going to give you an opportunity to come and deward these high ground wards, as we've seen all 3 games. Quite happy to sit on them, gain a net worth advantage, and force Liquid into their positioning.
Damn, you talk about burst damage potential. Even though he went the Rod of Atos build, the fact that he went for that 25 talent that we just showed, the 50% atrophy allied hero bonus, that's some real burst potential for this Chaos Knight.
Yeah, that'll add up.
We've got the Dissimulate stun from the Void Spirit as well. I mean, this hero is just pretty bonkers late game. So hard to play any support against this kind of firepower and maneuverability. He's going to go for a refresher, so add +1 on top of that. Force Major is currently shadow blading around. He's underneath the Sentry. They actually try and hit him, but he gets a blink away. Too bad Zai was already there with the Rolling Thunder on the other side of things, so a small pick off, something for Liquid to work with.
Every little bit of map control helps, especially when you're potentially building to try and contest this Roche.
Yeah, and especially when Roshan is just now spawning. So Seneco's going to spot that.
I mean, this is a near impossible Roche to contest. At the same time, so much net worth going that Boom's way if you do give it up. Not sure they can win the fight versus Refresher Shard, which that's amazing on a lot of these heroes. You get a quad Doom on only 2 people, but you could still, you know,
throw the ward up into the high ground, see if they can catch Laurel. Zai spooks him, force down the BKB. Meanwhile, they're doing Roshan during this time, so it's not like BetBoom's actually looking for a fight. They're just making sure Liquid can't get here to stop them.
That's a Refresher Shard on Laurel.
Yeah, does he even need the Refresher Orb?
I mean, level 25 too. In case you didn't think Void Spirit had enough spells in the late game.
Yeah.
No, you get 2 of them.
Gives the cheese over to the Underlord, so that guy is super beefy. Overwhelming Blink, Shivas, the BKB, cheese. He's going to go the Abyssal Blade route. The Hawk's going for that Arcane Blink that we've seen a couple times from these Chaos Knights, so now your Blink, Reality Rift, Chaos Bolt combo is very quick. You've got the opportunity to just keep the pressure up on Liquid.
Tuma did get to level 25, so his bear is not that attack speed talent. It's going to deal a lot of damage if he can sit there and shred people.
Yeah.
The question is, can Liquid survive the onslaught that is about to come their way in terms of everybody from BetBoom blinking in, throwing all of their spells? You're going to need one hell of a winner's curse, tell you that much.
Oh, yeah. Liquid is going to have to outplay the hell out of BetBoom just to have a chance of winning this fight, if it's on the low ground anywhere. A high ground fight may still be a little bit difficult for BetBoom. That's why they're respecting that. I imagine they're going to try and push high ground with the Aegis, but it's Liquid who are going to go out of the way here. They're going to try and chain stun up the Void Spirit here, but where is the Pangolier? They need it to land, and Laurel ends up going down. Dog comes through, but the winner's first on his illusions. Oh, what a disaster! Their Roll Thunder threw in, but they don't actually commit for the kill. They're just all out. They heard the buyback from Laurel. They say, that's good enough for us. Now that it does leave them in a 4 versus 5 with a cheese and an Aegis, but they got a buyback out of Laurel. It's a small sliver of hope for Liquid.
I feel like this is the most decisive we've seen Liquid in a lot of this game.
Yeah.
These late game ganks are executing them extremely well, backing off properly at the right time. Huge kill for them to get on this Void Spirit. You can see the amount of DPS this bear can output on a single target as long as he's not getting stunned.
You see Laurel, he agrees. He's like, okay, maybe I don't need a refresher. He's going to pick up an Aeon Disc since he did expend his buyback, so best to be safe here.
Potentially double Aeon Disc as well.
Yeah, that's true.
That play is a lot harder now. Xenia did manage to get up to this Ags. It's always a fun item to see. Potentially do a lot more work in these fights now. I mean, even the 2 spells he has in Pit and Remnant, these are pretty strong. It allows him to chain stun someone, right? You can pick someone up, throw him into a Remnant, Pit behind them as well. His net worth has to do a lot in this game because, again, Zai has played sacrificial to keep his Lone Druid net worth up with the limited space they've had.
But what if he steals the combo?
Dire are
Oh, you mean Soulbind Doom him back?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, if he does that, I'll retire for a third time, you know? I'll be majorly impressed.
SVG comes out of retirement just to retire again.
I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff in Dota, but if he can flip that around, he'll be deserving of a last pick Rubick.
And the best part is I still have my doubts about them being able to win that fight. Even if he does land that epic combo of spells. Game Blink, Doom. Just items flowing in for Bet Boom. They've got all the time in the world here just to be able to keep farming up. They know how dangerous a high ground push would be. And they are just going to let Liquid pick up whatever scraps head their way.
Liquid has more experience in these types of games, though. That's what I feel.
Yeah, okay.
They're used to both sides of this coin, you know?
True. But what?
So, if there's a team that can hold on, pull out a win when you least expect it, potentially this Liquid squad.
I feel like it's having a lot of experiences against the Kobayashi Maru. You know, if it's an impossible scenario, it's an impossible scenario. It doesn't matter how many times you play it.
Yeah, but at some point, the odds get so bad, it flips back around.
Oh, okay.
It's like a fresh game.
That's when Dota Plus tells us it's 100% takes over.
I mean, there is some truth to that in Dota. Like, at some point, the net worths don't matter anymore, you know?
Sure, it just becomes
so bad for so long, and then it starts to compress again.
Yeah.
Because everybody just had, I mean, you're limited by slots. Limited by what you can do. And I'm not saying this game's easy by any means, but
there's a chance. There's always a chance in Dota. Bet Boom are going to keep that chance as small as humanly possible by continuing to get a larger and larger deficit between them and Liquid.
Doesn't even keep in mind is this Grimshard, the Inkswell that came out. That gank they got on the Laurel Void Spirit.
Yeah.
Snake was pretty quick to throw it on him, and he died in the 3 seconds first. If that procs and he gets out of there, then it's an entirely different situation, right?
Yeah.
So Liquid's on the clock when they go on people too. It's not just a guaranteed go, even if they do have the capability to chain stun someone down.
Also, all these spells being cut down by the Wraith Pack that he also has.
Oh yeah, Wraith Pack, Underlord Aura.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. They've got the double. A 2 for spells and attack damage, both of them being severely limited. It does feel like there are some teams definitely playing with these stacking damage reductions.
For sure, I think it's one of the meta strategies of this tournament.
Yeah.
Just so hard to lose in these later game engagements when you're reducing the damage output across the board. You know, maybe if you're up 10 or 20k, you have the luxury to focus this totem down or be able to cut through that reduction. But when you're on the other side of it, you need every ounce of damage you can get.
Level 25 now for Pango, so we're going to have the cooldown on the Rolling Thunder. He's going to need as many of those as possible. They're going to try and save the bear here.
Looking for the chain stun.
Both. Okay, that's actually a decent amount of damage to Hawk.
Getting bashed.
He's in a bit of trouble here. The bashes are coming in. Fortunately, he's just going to be able to Silver Edge away. There's no detection on the bear. The pit goes down. Now focusing on the Underlord. He's down to about half as well, but the bear is eventually going to die here. And Liquid, if they're not careful, they were running through that pit of malice. You got to be aware. That Boom could strike back at any point. So ultimately, a lot of damage being done, but it was just a bear that died.
There's a lot of gold on Bet Boom's side here.
Oh, they're going to smoke up. Is this... Do they think they're going to catch Bet Boom unawares?
Potentially, they know Notice was pretty low and he used that Beam Gate aggressively.
And the problem is the pressure is everywhere from this Chaos Knight. They got to deal with these lanes first before they really push out. Smoke's going to break across. Force Major.
I mean, Insania has Chaos Bolt.
That is pretty good steal. They just go for a blind Rolling Thunder up into the triangle area. Laurel he says hello. He's not scared. Not scared whatsoever. In fact, deals with the Sentry laid down by Zai, so they do know there's the word there.
This Chaos Bolt is a really big spell for him to have. It's a huge duration stun.
Oh, yeah.
The best way they can take fights is that they can lock down some of these cores for a long time out of position. Lift back into the bolt is a very big deal here. Saw Matumbo will kill people. It's not impossible. This bear is almost 6-slotted.
All right, they couldn't force it, or they didn't want to force it with the last Aegis. They get this Roshan. Like, surely Bet Boom, you're going to feel strong enough to go high ground.
I mean, you try it.
You try.
The downside is they have committal heroes in terms of Phantasm, Doom, Soulbind. That's a decent amount of their team fight at this point. You play into buybacks. Liquid's going to have them all on that high ground. That fight is scary.
Bit of deja vu. Sineko sitting AFK in the pit. Roshan spawns. The Hawk's instantly there. And they're just going to cream Roshan real quick.
That's how you like your coffee? I've never heard someone use that verb talking about killing Roshan.
Force Major. Once again, they're looking to be able to stop Liquid's initiation inside of the pit, and he gave the warning bell to Hawk. Thinks about backing up. Laurel's going to go in there. Immediately response to Dark Rift as well. Poking a Team Liquid here, seeing if they can get some sort of response out of the amp. This is going to go down as well as the BKB of Laurel. He's got a refresher to work with. He actually spots Sineko. That's a decent kill, but nobody of Liquid feels comfortable chasing after this one.
Roche is low.
They are, and yeah, like, Bet Boom's like, okay, if they weren't going to commit with that Rolling Thunder, they're not committing at all. They're giving us this Roshan. Another Aghanim Scepter. This time, the Hawk, are you going to take that? Nope, Sineko. He wants the Dark Portrait. Is the Dark Portrait even that good this game?
I don't think so.
Ah, the Doom will take it.
Yeah, and they get a break on that too, which isn't too relevant this game, but just that extra duration, even the stats. Pretty nice here, pushes them ahead of Laurel.
Oh, they're getting sandwiched. Laurel, he spots Insane, immediately jumps him as soon as he's in vision, blows him up in half a second, and that is Zai dead as well. They both have buyback, but Bet Boom, with the Aegis freshly picked up, are surely going to force it out of him.
I mean, now you definitely try and force the fight. You already got one of those buybacks. Little Bloodthorn on this Chaos Knight, a Hex on this Underlord. They have more lockdown now, more ways to use it.
There's a ward. Up into the high ground. Laurel. Just fishing. Abyssal Blink. He has the Undeath though. So he's going to be okay. The Soulbind actually catching the bear and the Lone Druid together. Mortimer's kisses to try and force Bet Boom back. But Bet Boom, oh, Telekinesis is actually going to pull him back in here. Potential for any stuns? No.
KB forced on Mickey.
It's a little bit too late. Yeah. Another BKB down, more and more spells and items being used by Team Liquid. They're trying to hold on to this Zai buyback, but they're going to go for the bear kill. Easily chain stun down. Insane in a bit of trouble. Actually uses BKB. He's going to be okay for now. Matumba Man down to half health, but it's the Underlord who's perhaps overextended himself. He does die. Melee Barracks dies at the same time. Dahak's going to get swept up by the Rolling Thunder once and twice. Does have, oh, nice Soulbind. That's going to be a good hold. That's going to be stun on Zai. A more second stun up on top of that one. The last bear. It's going to go down as well. The Abyssal Blade goes out, but the bear cannot retreat fast enough. And Matumba Man himself is in some trouble. Dark Rift onto the other side. Oh, the Winter's Curse might just be able to bail him out, but Matumba Man dies anyway. Either way, without the bear, they're relying on the magic damage and Mickey to pump out something. Force Snap trying to get him away from this dangerous Laurel Void Spirit, who still is working with an Aegis. They can take a beat here. They can take a moment. They can focus onto buildings or focus on getting the pick off onto the Winter Wyvern. Now a jump forward from Laurel. He gets blown up. That's going to be life number one. The Illusions also being taken down, but Matumba Man is going to be in some trouble here as he's in bear form. Hey, all he's got is a Wraith Band and some brown boots. Nobody behind him.
No buyback for this Matumba. No bears anyway.
No buyback.
Line on Mickey.
No more kisses.
He's trying to fly it in.
It's coming in on the courier right now. They're going to go for Megas first. This will give Mickey an opportunity to pick it up.
How strong is Little Shredder in the late game? We're about to find out.
I don't know how they do this. Well, it's going to try right now. Going for the Underlord. Wasn't quite enough burst damage by itself. Pops the BKB. Gets back to the fountain. A reset. Another round of Little Shredder. But Bet Boom, they don't need to do anything here if they don't want to. They've got Megas. Doom going out. Winter Wyvern. He's going to be kicked back to the fountain while the rest of the team, Dahak, focusing on the building. Soulbind pulls him out of the fountain. and demolishes Mickey. Drops it down, and that is going to be GG. Bet Boom staying alive, and we'll move on to the next round.
What a performance from them in this game 3. You feel like they completely switched up the tempo from the first 2 games, going more for that late game, more for the scale, overwhelming.